I feel very moved by where we are at the moment. Many of the women you saw, I've learned with them in various occasions, so for me it's very personally very moving as well. But I think the feeling of where we've got to is just unbelievable. Unbelievable. I had the same experiences of learning with a group of a few people, a few women when we start here and there. And this sense of all being together, learning together is amazing. And as I started to prepare to learn this Brachot with you, which is a Masechet which I learned in the past a number of times, suddenly the warmth of this learning together, this returning, this idea that I return to the Masechet, and the Masechet returns to me and has almost been thinking about me, and this idea that learning, it's a love. It's a love, and it fills something, and it's like any love. It gives to one's life, and it gives to one's being, and it's a dialogue. So I feel really, really happy to spend now a few minutes learning with you the beginning of Brachot. We're starting on this page, and I just want to say a few more words about the page, the typical classical page. You have it in front of you. It's not the only way to learn, but it's good to keep in contact with the page, even if you're using some other, like Steinsaltz, which has all got punctuation, which is not a bad idea. You should not feel worried about which way you learn. Do you use this page or the Stuttenstein or the Steinsaltz? Whatever works for you. That's the first thing. It's really important. I saw recently, about a year ago, one of the Rabbanit in Mishmat was learning in a Stuttenstein, in a Steinsaltz. So somebody said to him, "Why are you learning the Steinsaltz?" He said, "My eyes aren't that good anymore, and it's easier for me to see things in paragraphs." Like, learn it whichever way works for you. Now, the classic has the Gemara in the middle. Rashi is always closer to the binding. The anecdotal story is so that the mice, when they would eat from the pages, wouldn't eat Rashi, but we don't know if that's really true. Tosfot is on the outside, and if it's a Steinsaltz Gemara, his own commentary is on the outside. So Rashi over here, if you've got a modern Gemara, it's highlighted. The Dibor Matril, the little whatever he wants to talk about, is highlighted. Can I see the little that? Yes. A little hard to read. You need a magnifying glass, but you've got Rashi towards the middle. All along the edge on the outside, what have you got? Ein Mishpat. Where to look for it in the Rambam's Mishnah Torah or in the Shulchan Aruch? If you had a Gemara that I got when I was not so young, I knew what to get. All of the Rambam and Shulchan Aruch is written out at the bottom. I have a Gemara like that. I don't even have to go anywhere to find whether there are any surprises like halacha. And you've got various other people around the edge. One of my favorites, which is not here, you have Rav Nissengar. One of my favorites is Rabbeinu Hanana, and a lot of chapters of the Gemara. You have Rabbeinu Hanana. Before there was Steinsaltz and Schottenstein, there was Rabbeinu Hanana, and I have a son. You can date when I needed badly Rabbeinu Hanana because I have a son named Hanana. Okay, so we're going to start with great simcha and with great sense of gratefulness, I would say. We're going to start Brachot now. From when? From what time? Can you? Must you? Should you? I don't know what word to put in English. There's a big advantage sometimes in thinking in English because you're forced to define things that when you stay in the same language are muddy. So it's not a bad thing. From when do we recite Shema Ba'arvin? From the time that the Kohanim come in to eat their truma. Till when? Sofa Ashmura Rishona, the end of the first watch, which is the first third of the night. Divrei Rabbi Lezer, words of Rabbi Lezer. And the Chachamim say, no, you can do it till midnight. Rabban Gamliel Omer Ad Sheyaleh Mudashachar. Rabban Gamliel says till daybreak, right? Till before what is it called in English? What? Dawn. Okay, exactly when is dawn? Broad, what? Okay, what do we want to ask about this Mishnah? When you learn Mishnah with Gemara, when you learn the Mishnah, you don't look it up in Kahati. The point of learning the Mishnah is to ask questions. If you've asked enough good questions, when you get to the Gemara, you're not going to be that surprised. Because your questions are going to be those questions. Kivat the dat, your mind is going to go with the grades. Right? So what are we going to ask? What are we going to feel about this mission? What's surprising about this mission? Well, the first thing is, you start with Me'ematai Korin et Shema Ba'ar Ben. Well, who said there's a mitzvah? How did we start with time? When should you say Shema? What exactly is Shema? Which paragraphs are in it? Who said there's a mitzvah to read Shema? Where were we? And the Gemara starts by saying, where it says Gimel Mem, that's the Gemara, Tana Hechakai. Where was the Tana standing? Where is he coming from? Where did he come from? The Katani Ne'ematai, that he starts saying from where? From when what? How did he know there was a mitzvah? Where is he coming from? Where did he get to this point to start saying, when do you have to do something? When he hasn't defined what you have to do. And we don't even know it's a mitzvah. So that's going to be the Gemara's first question. How did you get here? Okay? If you were thinking that, you were on the right track, or on a good track, right? Or one of the many right tracks. Okay, next question. What's the answer of the Gemara? From when can you read it? Something about the Kohanim eating their truma. Why don't you just tell me a time? I don't know when the Kohanim have to. What kind of answer is that? You should say Shema from the time the Kohanim are eating their truma. How am I supposed to know when the Kohanim are eating their truma? Okay? So one answer is, we knew because people saw the Kohanim. The Kohanim knew when they were supposed to eat their truma. But why are the Kohanim eating truma so late? Answer, we're talking about Kohanim who were Tmeim, who had to go into mikvah, and who were allowed to eat their truma from Seita Kochavim, from the time, like HaShas goes out, from the time the stars come out. Alright? And that's the answer for when it is. But look how the Mishnah told me, didn't tell me. Right? Except if you were living in a village where there were Kohanim who were still eating truma, and then this was very helpful because we could see them doing it. Right? But also, maybe the Mishnah wants to start off with something to do with the world of the Beit HaMikdash, which no longer exists when the Mishnah is edited. Many people feel that there is here a touching of the world of the Beit HaMikdash. Davening is in the place of Korbanot, not only in the place of Korbanot, also parallel to Korbanot, but it's part of it in the place. It's our moment, it's our time to get in touch. That is without Korbanot. And so we mentioned this. Maybe it's practical, maybe it's not so much because it's practical, but because we want to introduce them, we want them here. That's the beginning. In actual fact, the Gemara will go on with a whole machloket. Masses of opinions when you should start. Not everybody agrees on Seita Kochavim. There's loads of opinions. Interesting that Rebbe thought it was definitely Seita Kochavim, and he doesn't bring Seita Kochavim when the stars come out. He does not bring the other opinions. The Gemara brings the other opinions from the time of the Mishnah. But we paskin halacha, if you look in the Rambam, if you look in the Shulchan Aruch, it's from when it gets dark outside. Okay? Now I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump to Rashi and Tosfot. Where do they live? It gets dark in the summer, late. When were they saying Kriya Shema and Shul? Too early. Because Ma'ariv, you can say early. When, says Rashi, are we really Yotzei with this Mishnah? Hey, wait a minute. Who's doing it at the wrong time? Ma'ariv and Shul in the summer was too early. Right? We're in northern France, it's too early. Right? So Rashi answers, you know when we Yotzei Kriya Shema of the evening? Actually, when we say Kriya Shema Alamita. Okay? Tosfos doesn't like. And you see this long Tosfos, it starts with the word Be'ematai, and it goes all the way down to here. That's when you know you're in danger, when it's so long. Okay? That's a long Tosfot. It's actually not an impossible Tosfot at all. Tosfot does one of the things he likes to do, which is, how do I relate this Gemara to us today? Okay? That's one of the things that Tosfot does. Another thing he likes to do is relate this Gemara to all the other Gemaras talking about the same subject. But here, he's saying, I don't know, Rashi's idea that it's when you say Shema Alamita, does that work? That's only the first paragraph, all kinds of questions. But that's one of the things that Rashi and Tosfot are going to be talking about. Okay, this is very nice, but do we do it? We say Shema too early. Okay? And that's why you sometimes have in Shul on a Friday night, if it's an early minyan, what do they say? Sometimes? Repeat Shema when you're at home. That's exactly why, because of this. Okay? Now, when we get to till when can you say Shema? So we've got Ad Sofa Ashmura Bishana, one minyan, till the end of the first watch. The next opinion, Chachamim Ad Chatzot, midnight. Third opinion, till dawn. Do we have a three-way machloket? That's what it looks like. In actual fact, we will see that we only have a two-way machloket. What is the machloket? What is the word b'shach? Is b'shach when you go to bed, when you go and lie down, when you go to sleep? Or is b'shach all the time you lie down? Now, morning Shema has a time in the morning. It's b'kumecha. It's not all day. Nobody thinks it's all. And yet, we have a difference of opinion here whether the evening Shema is completely parallel or whether the word b'shach means when you're going to bed, which is the first watch, the first third of the evening, at least we hope so. Right? Okay? So we're going to bed around that. That's Rabbi Lezer. Chachamim say at chatzot. Okay? Now, Rabbi Gamliel said, still dawn. Rabbi Gamliel's sons, I suppose, let's say they're teenagers now. Ma'aseh, happened. Ubal banav, back in the Mishnah, mi beit hamishter. The sons of Rabbi Gamliel come from the bar, the pub. Amrulo, but they're good boys still. Amrulo, they say to him, Lo karinu et shema. He's still awake. Well, I'd say he's learning, but they're coming back from night out. And they said, Lo karinu et shema. We didn't think in the midst of all that. We haven't said shema. Amar lahem, he said to them, Im lo Allah amud hashachar. If dawn hasn't come, chayavim atem likrot. Not you may, you must. You must read it. V'lo zo b'vad, and not just that, Amru. Not only that they said, let's figure out who the they is, ela kol ma she'amru chachamim ad chatzot. All the situations where chachamim say, do it until chatzot, until midnight. Chatzot from the word chatzi, chatzot, cut something in the middle. Mitzvatan, their mitzvah, is anshe yaleh amud hashachar, is till dawn. In the cases where the chachamim say, you have to do it till midnight, it's not because the mitzvah is till midnight, it's an all-night mitzvah. In other words, b'shach b'cha either means when you go to bed, which is not till midnight, or it means all night, while you're lying down, you can say Shema. Hekter chalavim ve'evarim, leaving the fat and the pieces of the korbanot, of the sacrifices, to leave them to stay on the mizbeach. Mitzvatan ad sheyaleh amud hashachar. Their mitzvah was all night, they can lay there. Kol hanechalim liyom achad. All the korbanot, the sacrifices, that their mitzvah was to eat them in one day. And the next morning, like korban todah, korban chatat, they are a mitzvah to eat in that day, and if you leave them till the morning, if you can't eat all of it, you burn it, and if you leave it beyond that, it's called notar, right? All those, their mitzvah is really ad sheyaleh amud hashachar, till dawn. If therefore, if so, lama amru chachamim ad chatzot? Why did chachamim say till midnight? No. K'dei lahachik adam min ha'aveira, to keep people away from sin. Because if we'll say, I've got all night to do this, I won't get it done in time. And suddenly, they didn't have watches, so it's a little bit harder. Suddenly, it's dawn. I didn't realize. Remember that it's an extra problem for them. We have watches, at least. They didn't. The average person did not have a watch. And suddenly, it's going to be morning. So, we have the idea that we have now not a triple machloket. Now, on Daf Tet, they ask, the Gemara asks, what were the sons asking? Why did they ask him? Didn't they know what he said? And they'll do like him, right? They knew their father said we could do it till the morning, right? And Chachamim said till midnight. Why were they asking him? The answer is, says the Gemara, because they wanted to know, is this a machloket between you, our dad, and the majority, in which case the halacha is like the majority, and we can't say Shema anymore. Or is this not a machloket as to when really Shema can be said? It's not about the word b'shach b'cha. Does b'shach mean when you go to bed, and they think when you go to bed it's still midnight? No, b'shach b'cha, according to both you and Chachamim, means all the time you're lying down. But they made a siyum, to which their father explains to them. No, we all agree that theoretically Shema can be said all night. In that sense, it's not parallel to Shema of the day. It can be said all night. Just that they said only till the middle of the night on all these kind of things that were d'oraita because they don't want people to end up not managing to do it. They don't want somebody eating from the korban too late. They don't want somebody saying Kriyat Shema when it's already daytime, and therefore they said till the middle of the night. Okay? What happened in Halacha? So in Halacha, and here it's pretty small on your Gemaras there, but if you look at Ein Mishpat Ner Mitzvah at the top there, you'll see Aleph Bet. Can you see those? Or you need a magnifying glass. Well, if you look there, if you could see it, you would see that he refers you to the Rambam. At the Aleph there at the top, it says Mem Yud Yud. Can anybody see it? That stands for Maimoni. Perek Aleph Mehilchot Kriyat Shema. Anybody can see that? Halacha Tet. Smag, Sefer Mitzvah Kodesh, we don't use that so much. Tur v'Shulchan Aruch, can you see that? Tur v'Shin Haim, in the third line. Aruch Haim, Siman Reish Lamed Hey, Seif Aleph. Okay? If I look those up and I see how did the Rambam and so they all agree on nightfall is the start, right? And then the question is till when? The Rambam says, mitzvata. He keeps that phrase, mitzvata. It's preferred way of doing the mitzvah is that. If he didn't, and he uses the word avar, in other words, he really should try to do it by midnight, but if he didn't manage, he can say Shema anytime during the night. Interestingly, the Shulchan Aruch pulls back in Rabbi Elazar's view. And he says, and here you can use the Mishnah Berurah, which is a nice, easy way to look it up. And he says here, L'katchila, in the first instance, tzarich likrot kriyat shema miyad b'tzeit kochavim. You should really, in the first instance, do it right away. That was the first view. He's pulling Rabbi Elazar back and he's saying, ideally try for that. Uzmana ad chatzia alayla. And its time is till the middle of the night. So he's got three categories. L'katchila, what you should try to do. Zmana, its time is really half the night. The imavar v'icher, and if he nevertheless transgressed and went later, and he read it till dawn, he yatsa yedei chuvata. In other words, he's incorporated all three views. Right? The Shulchan Aruch manages to incorporate all three of the views. And sometimes we look at Halacha and we say, why is there such a mixture going on here? And the answer is very often that the echoes of different views filtered into Halacha. So really, the Halacha is you have the whole night in order to do this mitzvah, but it's preferred times. And ideally, go with this view of doing it right away. Either because then you will hold the view also, it's as you go to bed, or because zrizim makdim in the mitzvahs. It's better in general to try to do a mitzvah as absolutely soon as you can. Okay, so that's the beginning here of the Mishnah. Then, as I said, there's a long discussion about the beginning times, which does not affect halacha. And I can't possibly, after that being in the midst of this moving, not mention Daf Gimel. Daf Gimel is about an experience. In the context of this, there's a story of Rabbi Yossi saying, Par Machat Hayiti Mahalech. After this, I think we'll all want to get on the boat, at least for Brachot. Right? Maybe we won't journey the whole journey, but maybe we'll get on the boat for Brachot. Amar Rabbi Yossi, and this is the next page. One day I was passing on a way, and I entered one of the rooms of Jerusalem. This is after the Romans destroyed Jerusalem. Jews were not allowed to live in Jerusalem. To pray. Eliyahu Navi came and watched, I guess protected me, or waited for me. Till I finished praying. After I finished davening, he said to me, hello, Rabbi. Shalom alecha Rabbi Umori. I guess Eliyahu Navi looked a little imposing, so he said, Shalom alecha Rabbi Umori.
And he said to me, Beni, mipnei ma nichtatza l'chova zu. My son, why did you enter this room? ואמרתי לו, להתפלל, I wanted to daven, I can't daven as people walk past, I went in there to pray. ואמר לי, לא, היה לך להתפלל בדרך. You should have davened right there in the street. Today it's easy, everybody's talking all the time, doesn't know who they're talking to. It's not embarrassing. It used to be that you had to do it in a telephone booth. I went to Barnett, and there was a time of day that every telephone booth on the Columbia Barnett campus had a boy in it going like this. But which I understand that either women students weren't saying Mincha, or we managed to remember in time. I was scared that people would bother me, like the guy who was using the telephone. You could have davened the bridge version of Shema Yisrael. I learned three things. I learned that you shouldn't go into falling down rooms, and I learned that you're allowed to daven on the way, and I learned that you can daven the bridge version. But then, after he told him off, he said, you shouldn't have been there. He said, Amar li bani, ma kol shamata b'churva. What experience did you have? What voice did you hear in that room? It's a lovely piece. He says to him, you could have done, there was a better way to, but once you were there, you probably had a very special experience. What voice did you hear? I heard a bat call, an echo, which was making a sort of doves, cooing like a dove. Oh, for the sons that because of their sins, I've destroyed my house, and I've burnt my hall, and I've exiled them. And he said to me, that's what I heard when I went in, right? This is one of the ruins of Jerusalem. And he said to me, by your life and the life you had, lo sha'azo bilvad omer. It doesn't only say that. Ela b'chol yom v'yom shalosh pamim omer kach. It says it every time. When we go into Batei Knesset and Batei Midrash, he nods his head and says, oh, woe, why they can't be with me in my home. But what is he talking about? And I think one of the things he's saying to him is, you had an amazing experience because you went into this room. But you can create every time you say Yehi Shmei Rabban Barach, which is after prayer or in the world of learning, when you learn, you can create that experience of hearing the Kodesh Baruch, right? So Brachot is the beginning of the HaShas. It's the beginning of Ein Lo LaKodesh Baruch Hu Ela Daled Amot Tel Halacha. There's no Beit HaMikdash in space anymore. We create that space by sitting and learning together. We create a space to where our voices go. Two people sit and learn Chavruta. They create around them a circle, which is as if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there with us learning Torah. You don't need to go into the Chovah. You can create it now by sitting and learning. Here at Siyum that we'll have the next wonderful 7.5 years of learning.
Amen. Thank you. And now I'm sure you are all ready to go out. As you saw, we only put the first Amud on your source sheet, so that means you need to go home or you need to open up your phone and find the second Amud to continue on today. Many of you are probably thinking, how can I get on to learning Daf Yomi? You can do it. All of these lovely women have done it up on stage. And even some people here have already done it. The Hadran organization, which put on the Siyum HaShas that we just watched, they publicize, Rabbanit Michelle Cohn-Farber gives every single day a Daf Yomi shir in English and in Hebrew, and she records it. So you can access that on Hadran's website. If you search Hadran Siyum HaShas, you can see it there. Thank God we are living in such a technological time. the Gemara is sitting on your phone right now. You can access it wherever you are. So take this opportunity to find something to learn, whether it's just starting with just learning Brachot or making some kind of commitment. Find something. I know lots of shuls are starting their own Daf Yomi Shiurim. If there are women, Mayan is not organizing a Daf Yomi Shiur. If there is some interest in something starting, let me know and we can try and figure something out and help connect people who are interested. With that, I thank you all for coming and look forward to seeing you at the. Okay.
I just want to also say that those of you, when you get to Israel, look up and look around for where you can come and learn. We'd love to have you in the different places where we all teach. And when you want to link in, if you want to learn, remember that the internet's unbelievable. You can look up just a certain daf and see loads of sources about that daf. You don't have to feel I have to learn the whole thing. You can learn something from it, some idea from a daf every day. You don't have to, there's wonderful, loads and loads of possibilities of how to link in. You can choose to learn Brachot Rabbi every day a little bit. It doesn't have to be this, but I hope this gave you some sense of the pleasure of throwing it together.